Level 1. The Associate. The room goes silent the moment you sit down. 3 men watch you from the other side of the table. No introductions, no smiles. Just eyes measuring the distance between who you are and who you might become. A glass of espresso sits in front of you, untouched. You already know the rule. You don't drink until they do. The man in the center finally leans forward, gray suit, heavy ring, calm voice that never rises above conversation level. There's a job tonight. He slides a set of car keys across the table. Not money, not instructions, just keys. Outside, the car waits 2 blocks away, black sedan, engine already warm. Inside the trunk, there's a package wrapped in plastic. You don't open it. Associates don't ask questions. They prove usefulness. That's your title now, associate. Not a member, not protected, not trusted. You're an outsider doing work that members don't want connected to their names. Small things at first, collecting envelopes from storefronts that suddenly owe security contributions, delivering bags that move from restaurant kitchens to parked vans, standing outside nightclubs watching who comes in and who leaves. You make about $2,500 a week, cash, none of it documented, none of it safe. You learn the system quickly. The mafia isn't chaos, it's structure. Associates answer to soldiers. Soldiers answer to capos. Capos answer to the boss. Everyone answers to reputation. Respect becomes currency, and disrespect becomes debt. You see it happen one night behind a butcher shop. Another associate mouths off to the wrong soldier. The conversation ends in 30 seconds. The ambulance takes 40 minutes. After that, you stop talking so much. You start listening instead. Because surviving level 1 means understanding something important. You're disposable. But you're also watching. You memorize names. You study habits. You notice who gets paid and who gets feared. Months pass. Your work becomes cleaner, faster. You collect $12,000 in protection payments from 4 businesses without a single argument. You deliver a bag containing $60,000 to a warehouse across the river. No mistakes, no drama. That's what they want, reliability. Then one night, you're called back to the same quiet room. The espresso is already waiting. This time, they drink first, and they finally ask a different question. Are you ready to be one of us? Level 2. The Soldier. The ceremony happens in a basement lit by a single bulb. There are 5 men in the room. One of them cuts your finger with a small knife. Blood hits a picture of a saint. The paper burns in your palm while you repeat the oath. Your loyalty now belongs to the family forever. There's no resignation letter in this world. You're a soldier now, a made man. That title changes everything. You're no longer expendable. Now you're protected, and protection is power. You're given territory, 6 small businesses, 2 construction contractors, a warehouse that ships electronics through a port that rarely asks questions. Every week, envelopes arrive. $1,000 here, $2,500 there. By the end of the month, you're clearing $35,000. But money isn't the real change. Authority is. Associates now answer to you. They run errands, collect debts, watch doors. You start learning the deeper rules. Violence exists in the system, but it's used carefully. Too much attention attracts prosecutors. Too little fear invites disrespect. Balance becomes your job. One night, a bar owner refuses to pay. He says business is slow. You visit him twice. The 3rd visit ends differently. A bat swings once. His knee bends sideways. After that, payments arrive on time. You don't enjoy the moment, but you understand the logic. Fear enforces contracts when courts don't exist. Months turn into years. You earn a reputation. Not loud, not flashy, reliable. That word follows you through the family, and reliability attracts opportunity. One afternoon, your capo calls. There's a new construction project in the city. Government contracts, millions moving through shell companies. They need someone to oversee collections. You say yes before the sentence finishes, because soldiers who prove useful eventually get promoted. And the next level isn't about muscle anymore. It's about management. Level 3, the capo regime. Your office sits above a bakery that launders more money than it sells bread. The smell of fresh dough hides the scent of accounting tricks. You're a capo now, capo regime, a crew leader. 10 soldiers answer to you. Each one runs their own operations, loan sharking, construction skimming, sports betting networks. Your job isn't doing the work anymore. Your job is controlling it. Every week, money flows upward. Each crew kicks up a percentage, 20%, sometimes more. Your crew generates about $1.2 million a month. You keep a share. The rest goes to the boss. Leadership sounds powerful until you feel the pressure. Now, mistakes belong to you. If a soldier gets arrested, the boss calls you. If money goes missing, you explain it. If someone talks to the police, the consequences begin with your decisions. You start sleeping less. Responsibility weighs heavier than violence ever did. One situation forces that lesson quickly. A soldier under your command starts skimming money from collections. Small amounts, 5,000 here, 7,000 there. You notice the pattern before anyone else does. Now the decision is yours. If you ignore it, your authority collapses. If you report it, someone dies. You call the meeting anyway. The soldier never leaves the room. Afterward, the crew becomes quieter. Respect deepens, but something inside you shifts. You used to think power meant freedom. Now you understand. Power means responsibility for things you wish you didn't have to do. Still, the system rewards results. Your crew grows. Your operations expand into 2 cities. Annual earnings pass $10 million. The boss notices, which means the next step is waiting. Because above the capos sits someone who doesn't manage people. He manages the boss himself.
Level 4, the consigliere. The office is quiet. No soldiers, no crews, just conversations. You're the consigliere now, advisor to the boss. This role doesn't rely on fear, it relies on trust. Your job is strategy. You review deals, mediate disputes between crews, advise the boss before decisions that could reshape the entire family. You sit in meetings where millions of dollars move with a handshake. Casino investments, real estate developments, port contracts that quietly control import routes. Your influence grows quietly. You speak less than anyone in the room, but when you speak, everyone listens. Because the consigliere isn't chosen for muscle, he's chosen for judgment. One crisis proves that quickly. A rival family begins pushing into your territory. Construction sites start receiving threats. Truck shipments disappear. The soldiers want retaliation, violence, fast and loud. You advise something different, negotiation. You arrange a private meeting between bosses in a neutral restaurant. 3 hours later, the conflict ends. No bodies, just a new profit-sharing agreement. That decision saves millions and prevents the kind of war that destroys entire families. The boss starts relying on you more. You travel together, attend meetings with political contacts, union leaders, business executives who pretend they don't know what you represent. The system expands beyond crime. Now it touches politics, finance, influence. You begin to see the full scale of the organization. and you realize something unsettling. The higher you climb, the fewer people exist who can challenge you. But one person still stands above everything, the man who makes the final call. And eventually, circumstances change, because bosses grow old, or careless, or dead. Level 5. The underboss. The call comes before sunrise. The boss is gone. Heart attack. No warning. Just absence. Now the family looks at you. You're the underboss, second in command, which means until a new leader is chosen, you run everything. 30 crews, hundreds of soldiers, businesses scattered across 3 states, daily cash flow around $4 million. Every decision now passes through you. The pressure multiplies. Capos argue over territory. Rival families test boundaries. Law enforcement suddenly becomes more interested. You discover quickly that authority doesn't silence ambition. Some capos want your seat. Others want the boss's. You navigate carefully. Meetings become negotiations. Every promise has consequences. Eventually, the family gathers to vote. 3 candidates stand, but the result becomes clear before the ballots finish. You've built alliances, solved disputes, protected profits. That's what leadership means here. Control without chaos. The final count is unanimous. You're no longer the second man. You're the one everyone answers to. Level 6. The boss. Your office overlooks the city. You can see the port from here. Containers move in quiet lines across the docks. Inside some of them are shipments your family controls. Counterfeit pharmaceuticals, illegal gambling equipment, untaxed alcohol shipments, millions moving through routes built decades before you arrived. As boss, your power becomes absolute inside the family. Every promotion, every punishment, every business decision, it all ends with your approval. Your income climbs past $20 million a year, most of it hidden inside shell companies, offshore accounts, investments that look legitimate from the outside. But the cost changes too. You no longer walk into restaurants freely. Security travels with you. Every conversation might be recorded. Every associate could be cooperating with prosecutors. Trust shrinks. Even friends feel like risks. Still, the system functions, because the mafia survives through structure, rules older than most governments, respect, silence, loyalty. You enforce those rules carefully, because breaking them threatens the entire organization. But above every boss exists something bigger, the structure that governs all families, the one place where even you must listen. Level 7. The commission. The meeting happens in a private estate far from the city. 5 bosses sit around the table. Each represents a powerful family. Together, they formed the commission. This level doesn't manage streets, it manages balance, disputes between families, territory lines, major business ventures that require cooperation. You sit among them now, not as a capo, not as a boss, but as one of the architects maintaining the entire system. Conversations here determine billions of dollars in activity, international smuggling routes, political donations, union leadership changes that affect entire industries. Violence is discussed like a financial tool, rare, strategic, controlled. The commission prevents wars because wars attract governments, and governments destroy empires. You begin thinking differently now, not in neighborhoods, not even cities, but entire regions, economies, influence networks that stretch across continents. Yet something strange happens at this level. Power expands,
but freedom disappears. You travel carefully, speak cautiously. Every move creates consequences far beyond your control. And eventually, there's only one place left to go, the level where influence becomes legend. Level 8. The Ghost. Your name rarely appears anymore, not in newspapers, not in conversations. The system operates without needing you in the spotlight. That's intentional. You designed it that way. Decades of decisions built networks that run themselves. Capos handle crews, bosses handle families, the commission handles disputes. You sit outside the structure now, an advisor when conflicts grow too large, a voice that ends arguments when everyone else reaches stalemate. Your wealth sits somewhere beyond calculation, hundreds of millions spread across identities and companies that never connect. But money stopped mattering long ago. Silence matters more. You walk through cities sometimes wearing ordinary clothes. Nobody notices. The streets feel different now, smaller, distant. You remember your first night as an associate, how loud the world felt, how dangerous every moment seemed. Now, danger feels abstract, like weather in another country. Power has reached its final form, isolation, because nobody truly knows you now, not the families, not the businesses, not even the system you helped shape. One evening, you receive a routine report from a trusted contact. A new recruit worked his first job tonight. Small delivery, 2-hour deadline, paid $1,500. You close the file slowly, because somewhere in the city, a young associate is walking down a dark street holding a package he doesn't open. He thinks he understands the game. He doesn't, but he will.